Yo, we're about to go over some of our favorite moments from 2022.
Yep.
It's crazy how time flies, but
This picture was taken on March 16th. I'm thinking this is a picture by Matt here. This is pretty much the first time that we've ever got inside of our current mall location. So on March 16th, we obviously were downtown, and on March 16th, which is like a week after we got back from vacation in Orlando, we hit the ground running. We got back from Orlando and got right back to work, and you went to go check out this current location, and it was currently being used to like store all of the
That's what you're talking
like
about,
mall,
stuff.
all the mall decor.
That's crazy.
So
That's
it's crazy to see that like March 16th was the first time we seen that place, and then we opened on September 16th. So like that just goes to show everybody like how hard we had been working in order to get the mall open, and they didn't even realize it because we didn't start telling people until August or something
it's
like
cold,
that.
man. You don't tell people shit till it's
exactly,
real.
Exactly. So
remember that.
Bars.
bars.
This is when or that group of students from FEL. FEL is at Fox Valley Lutheran High School, and that was they did a project on Dvsn.
Did they represent anything specific, or was it just
it
a group of kids from FEL?
It was a business project. They had to do some sort of project on a small business in the area, even though we're not that small.
Playing on small. Right.
They did a project on us, and that was pretty dope for them to do that for us. As big as we think we are, we have, we've touched such little part of Appleton. They definitely, probably helped in our growth a little bit, exposing us to a whole different crowd of, students.
They definitely shined a light on us within their school, within, a community of people who probably didn't really know much about us, and we're local.
Looking at these walls, these shoe walls around the same time, is definitely a time where we stepped up what we had in store.
Yeah, I mean, we got some shit
Started
on that wall.
bringing in some pairs.
The Easy Bone.
Shout out to all the
pairs. Military Force came out around this time.
Military Force.
May 20th. I have a picture of a bunch of them.
Military Force. Let's let them know that probably the best investment shoe that Division I has invested in. Yeah. That was a shoe that that was around the time when we first started getting 5 or 6 sizes of the same size.
In like 5 of each.
Yeah, and that was we usually at that point didn't carry more than 2. So getting that was oh shit. Some sizes went crazy, and the sizes that didn't sell right away, they went up in price. And then when they did sell,
now we can't keep them on shelves.
Mill City.
Shout
out Mill City. Public House.
Yeah.
Wagyu Burgers. You need you one. You need to go there.
Street tater tots.
Street corn
tots.
Yeah.
Those are.
Yeah. So no, talk about the weekend a little bit. Being the two biggest weekend fans I've ever known. Look at that. That is the cover.
But I think that was one of the highlights of the year for me. Just just being able to be there with the boys and just experience the city a little bit in a different way. Go to a concert. I've never actually, did something like that. Go to an arena and go see a concert like that.
Concert.
That was an experience, dog. I felt like he was damn near performing a ritual or some shit.
No, straight up. But even K Trinata opening up for him, that was a vibe. And
definitely.
now, definitely put you on. I don't know if it put you on or if you were Eddie.
A little bit.
Yeah, but
at that day is when I found out K Trinata was a man.
Yeah.
I thought K Trinata was a girl this whole
I didn't
time,
know what I
bro.
thought,
and got up there and was like, "Who is this dude?
Yeah.
What's K Trinata?
Where K Trinata? Yeah. It's the cake. So.
Yeah. So we had a softball tournament.
Yeah.
Really, I remember not worrying about it, but we had it was a concern of fitting in the softball tournament because we were so close to being open here.
Yep.
And it was just bad timing for a softball tournament, but we made it work.
We were supposed to open up this same week. That's why they had got us that cake.
Yeah.
And so that
cake was crazy though. She killed it.
She definitely killed it.
Shout out to Brisa. She's made us a couple of cakes. Breezy Cakes.
Breezy Cakes.
Breezy Cakes.
Yeah. I mean,
not to keep this on me, but
Hey, yo, we gotta talk about it.
coming
We
up
gotta talk
next,
about it.
man.
Minor setback for major comeback.
That shit was crazy. I was
3 days before the biggest basketball tournament we've ever played in.
That too.
Our starting point guard decides that he wants to headbutt the biggest dude
I mean,
that
you
we've
see the
seen.
photo, yeah.
Like,
He got
I was at an open
thugged
gym,
down,
and
yeah.
it was completely my fault. I just went back away. I shouldn't have, and I had the ball, and I butt heads with another guy and instantly split right open.
But that tournament, man, we missed you though.
It was sad.
That would have been a big. You would.
I was so ready to hoop too.
Piece that we were missing.
We should have won that.
Yeah,
Even without me, we should have won that.
What, we went to the semifinals or whatever?
yeah,
semifinals.
I'd say we came in 3rd place.
3rd place, definitely took 3rd. But
Not
there's no
good
reason why we didn't take
Yeah,
first.
not good enough,
No
We
reason.
had things, you know. Everything wasn't in our favor, but that's life.
From John. That negative is crazy.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite photos ever.
Yeah. So we did the interview with John in like July, you said?
Yeah, something like
And
that.
then
Yeah,
around
June
or July, then in September he got us the footage from that and everything.
He did his thing.
He got us
He
looking
definitely
good.
did it. You know, successful project for him.
Again, shout out to John and the Know Your Neighbor project that he did.
What are some of the struggles we had with the wood?
Oh
The
man.
piping.
So
Piping in the wood.
So the piping.
'Cause we had experience putting all this stuff together already. Like
Yes.
we knew what we were doing, but
So our measurements,
little different.
our measurements with the piping, every last measurement, somehow, some way, they got messed up.
Yeah, each time it was like, all right, we got it this time.
I mean, they were like every last thing was either 2 inches too short, 2 inches too long, and that shit's not cheap, dog.
nah,
That shit was
piping
not cheap.
This whole time too, we were starting to get involved with our friends over here at SAP. SAP is like an organic brunch spot, and
Huevos.
man, between
Huevos.
making it look good, between it tasting good, the quality of ingredients is like their juices are made daily. You just can't go wrong. Shout out SAP. Lots of shout outs.
Hey,
Yeah.
a lot of people ask us, how long did it take you to open up the store? Well, like we spoke about earlier, we first seen it in March 16th, and we have been putting in the work throughout the entire summer, just working on little odds and ends. But on like September 7th was when we got pressed a little bit to like, hey, we need to, get this mall open.
Right.
We were in this place every straight 16-hour days.
I mean,
Getting here at 8 in the morning and leaving at 1 in the morning.
I mean,
maybe even 3 in the morning.
The night before we opened, we were here from.
We were here at 4 in the morning the night before we opened, and we were
opened
all back here at
10 a.m., 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yep, to open up. So when people ask us like, how long did it take you to open the store? Like, yeah, it took some months, but
It's
like
hard to
really,
say, though.
like those last 5 days, we accomplished more in those last 5 days than we damn near did
Like 75%
in the months leading up to it.
Yeah, because
So,
there was just so much waiting.
Painting, removing the shelves from the original store.
that was the biggest thing.
Yeah,
was
right.
taking the old store down and moving it over here.
Just like, bro, I love looking at these photos.
So we realized how many shoes we had. Like,
Cause that old man,
We had that location looking great.
looking beautiful. Like
full.
the shelves were thick, like
Hmm.
just filled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double C, triple C.
Triple C that thing. We hit the ground running. Our opening day was crazy.
Our opening month
Our opening
and a half, I think. Month and a half, we really saw a lot of traffic from just the hype alone. People seeing our TikTok that blew up. That TikTok you made at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
one night.
when y'all were
Literally
annoyed,
was our-
they're like,
that
"What's
was
this
our
man
first-
doing?" Yeah.
Our first one to really go, too.
Yeah, that was our
like,
first
really,
video
really
to
go.
really hit 100K.
Big emphasis on Indy being annoying. Because 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
Indy's
We
running
were all ready to go, and
ready
Indy's
to go.
sitting here
Indy's
like-
recording his video. We
Oh,
like, bro,
yeah.
fuck it. Like, who cares?
I'd rather
video
not
ends up
talk
being
about
one
it.
of our
I just
biggest
do it,
videos.
man. I can't explain it. I just let it. I just make the magic.
Okay, so we finally had got the mall open, and then we still haven't really finished vintage, or even got close to finishing vintage, which we'll have some content on that soon. But what do you think the biggest struggle is for vintage right now, or not so much right now? More so, what's the biggest struggle for vintage? Splitting the two.
The biggest struggle, I would say, is the fact that we're not originally vintage dudes. You know, we got into this game knowing that vintage was a part of it, but we were sneaker dudes. So that's the biggest problem, is that we didn't come into this with all the vintage connects that we had within this, like that we did in the sneaker world. So getting the fire t-shirts and all of that is one thing, but then getting the decor to really make it a vintage shop is the biggest struggle, in my opinion. We definitely neglect the vintage location. You guys just definitely see a video of us building up that vintage location. Local meetups, antique mall stuff, all that good stuff. So we definitely do care about vintage, and we love it. I mean, I'm walking a vintage Division 1 hoodie, 1 of 1. You can't get this, but that place is going to look just as good as the mall does, if not better, and in due time. The Dallas Sneaker Con that we went to, that took a lot of time. It was a lot of fun, a lot of time. Any event that we go to, even if it's in Oshkosh or Green Bay, it definitely takes a lot of time. Prep before it, the travel time there and from, and then you bring 200 pieces to only sell 50 pieces, so you're still bringing back 150 pieces. So it's a lot of traveling. Now we're talking about traveling across the nation. Man, that was the longest road trip. It's the longest consecutive amount of hours I ever spent with either of you.
Yeah, consecutive. For sure.
Let's talk a little bit about Neri and
hopping on boys.
Yeah, around the time that we got back from Dallas, about a month later, we brought on the great Neri Lopez. You might know him as Neri Films, the GOAT behind the camera, man. We brought Neri on as our videographer / everything else that goes on in that world to help start this YouTube. It was something that we knew we wanted to do. People were asking for it for a while. And it's super organic. We have history with Neri in the past, within Division 1 and just within like personal lives and shit like that. And you know, it was a great coupling for us and Neri to team up, and now Neri is, you know, part of this squad here. The first thing he shot for us was our intro video. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, who subscribed to our YouTube, who watched that, who commented. We gave out a PlayStation 5. Many more giveaways to come, many more videos to come.
Someone's about to get a free shoe.
Y'all go see this video at some point. After the intro video, we pretty much, that was around the time, that was a couple weeks before Black Friday, and we all know. We know what that means.
Black Friday.
Line it up.
It's our busiest day ever.
Best day ever.
Best day ever.
Yeah.
Every year, it'll be like that. Every year, it's gonna top it, and it's gonna be our best day ever. Each Black Friday.
Getting better every year.
This Black Friday, what did we do this Black Friday? Why was it so crazy?
I mean,
what? Tell the people about the madness, man.
Yeah.
Tell them about
the lines, the madness.
As soon as I pulled up at 7 a.m. that morning, I pulled in the back of the store, and in order to do so, you got to talk to security. So I called security, and they instantly were just like, "Hey, there's something wrong with your sale.
They weren't
There's
aware.
something you can't do with your sale." And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, who are you to tell us what we can do with our sale?
Right.
They always trying to tell us what we can and can't.
But there was people, yeah. There was people lined up at every door, ready to sprint to our line. Our store, because we were giving out $100 to the first 10 people to spend in store that same day, and that was really the biggest factor of why these kids were ready to just
those kids
fight,
free money,
you know, cause a ruckus, for lack of better words. But there was no fighting, there was nothing bad that happened out of it. It really just took them all by surprise, and it was pretty chaotic there for a moment because they were kind of panicked, and it was just really blown out of proportion. But at the same time, you know, it was good for that to happen to them all. 2023, man, that's crazy. I don't know if we've
never talked about
discussed
this.
Like
what we want to do.
What's we know what's next, but it's like when, you know, who knows.
I guess put it this way: what would you like to see happen within Division 1 in 2023?
I think knowing what we put into this place since day one, what I would say would be this next year will be a solid year of growth.
Yeah.
To kind of not coast, but just build and consistently build. And I don't see why, you know, after another good solid holiday season, you know, come 2024, we're not in a new city. But sooner the better. I mean, if something, you never know the way our world works.
Yeah.
Puzzle comes together real nice.
But elaborate on that a little bit more. You said growth. Is there any one specific area you really want to see growth within the company?
Yeah, I want to see employees step up and start to really envision themselves within. Because
that what we talked about. Do you look at this as a job or a career? You know, we look at this opportunity that we're providing our employees with as a career path. So that's why we look at this as if we give you an employment opportunity here, we're definitely looking at you to make this a career, not a job.
To an extent.
To an extent.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's true.
Definitely. So yeah, I like that. You want to see.
I think it's important for us to be able to grow and step away from this city.
Ourselves as well.
It has to run itself. So.
Very true. What about you, Andy? Anything that you want to see happen within Division 1 in the year 2023?
I think just overall growth in all aspects, because that's all I've experienced being here. Just the growth in the YouTube world of things, get a broader reach more of the world, travel, be able to impact more people, and I think YouTube is that key for us to impact a lot more of the world outside of Appleton.
Though the one thing I want to see as better, also piggybacking off of what you said with the YouTube, is like, for 2 years we didn't have an online store. The only way to buy something was to physically come in store or to communicate with us on Instagram, and then we'll kind of figure it out. But now we do have our site up. Link's gonna be somewhere, somewhere. But yeah, that's something that I think will take us to the next level, is how many people want to buy, and whether they're supporting us or they just want what we provide, but they're in a different city and state, and now we're open for those people to purchase, and that will make our sales that much better if we're not only selling in store but selling everywhere. Being omnipresent. That's 22.
Wraps up
That's
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Wrapped up. We appreciate you guys rocking with us.
Man.
Let us know what you think about
ride.
this video. Let us know what you guys want to see us do in the future, whether it's reviews, recaps. We're foodies, man. Let us know what y'all want to see us do. We can go eat some.
Taco me.
Hold on.
We appreciate it, and you guys will see us next time.
Appreciate the support
Yeah,
and love.
always love it.
Division 1 things.
If you made it this far into the video, make sure you leave a pear emoji in the comments. As always, we appreciate you guys, and make sure you like, comment, and share, and subscribe.